So, hi everybody, and welcome to Labelled Disabled. Today we have our guest Jonny,
Hi.
and he was diagnosed with really bad kidney problems and stuff like that at a really young age. And I just want you to tell us your story a wee bit about that, like when you started getting sick and.
Well, when I was very young, I was pissy. I used to piss your bed. That was one of the symptoms nobody knew about. I used to get bruised all the time. Everything. We went and seen people and like doctors. They'll grow out of being in the bed. That was one of the things. They didn't take the sickness or anything. They'll grow out it. And got to the point I was 18 in 2008. I started to get unwell. Right at the end of the year, started to have sickness. A wee bit of sickness here and there. You end up being sick now and then. You just think it's a wee bug. Kept going there. I started looking like a Simpsons character. I was yellow at one point. And then my tongue was scabbed up. And then I went to the doctor on the 23rd. He seen me, looked at me and went, "Hey, take your sick tablets." And you've still been sick, come back. So Christmas Eve, went in, seen a different doctor. She looked at me, looked at my tongue. She knew something was wrong straight away. She asked me to pee in a jar. Went and peed in it, looked at it and went straight to hospital. And then that's when I went to the RAH, and basically within 2 minutes of arriving, I was on a bed, catheter in me, tubes coming at me. Didn't know what was going on. I could hear my mum came up, she was screaming. Nobody would tell me because I was 18. I think they must have thought, because I was like a baby face. I still had hair and everything at that point, looked young. So I don't think they wanted to tell me anything. Next thing, say about an hour later, getting all this stuff done, they're like, "Right, we need to move you." And we didn't move me. They're like, "You need to go in the hospital." So I was in the back of an ambulance, blue lighted up to the Western Infirmary. I'd say within near 5 minutes in there, I had tubes going up my neck and I was hooked up to a machine. And I'm like, "What the fuck's going on here?" Like, you don't, obviously.
So you've been sick since you were a kid?
So basically, it was stupid stuff like being unwell all the time. Like, kind of, just not unwell all the time, like every fucking week. But you know what I mean? Like, it was sicky, pee in the bed. And it was getting to the point I was hitting my teens and I'm still peeing in the bed. And I'm going, this isn't normal. Like, even I knew that. Everybody, like, my family knew it. So I went to doctors and they just weren't really in. They gave me a fucking, a wee machine to put on you that alarms when there's like water touching it. That was their kind of thing. And I'm like, I'm under a cover. Like, this thing's under a cover. You put your phone under a cover, you can't hear it. So I'm under a cover. I couldn't hear it. I was sleeping right through it. So it was my family and everything. And that was their thing. They were just weren't interested.
That's mental.
Aye. It's, you look back, see some of the stuff, like, you look back and you go, that could have been all. Because I think there's stuff now when they kind of notice it. So mine's was basically, the way I've been told, my kidneys never grew. So obviously your kidneys grow. Mine's didn't really properly grow. I had baby kidneys. They were fucking over-functioning, obviously, because it's like a washing machine.
Because you're eating and drinking like an adult.
I'm eating and drinking like an adult, and they're not really a thing, man.
They're not able to process
Aye,
it.
so it was silly stuff, like, I'd have to go on steroids as children, like, my asthma would flare up. But it was never like a problem. It was a case I could go play football all day.
Is there a certain name for that? Like, what was the condition called?
I don't know, they've never really told me. They just told me I had renal failure. It was kidney failure, basically. That's all they ever said. They never really went to. I think because I was young, I didn't really ask too many questions. Because obviously, you're 18, you're just like getting all this stuff thrown at you. Like, whoa, calm down here.
It's a lot to take in.
Aye, it's a lot to take in. And then, like, next time they're going, "Right, we need to get you surgery for this, that." And I'm going, "What are you talking about here?" So it was a lot to take in. And nobody ever really properly. Well, for instance, when I did get diagnosed, obviously, on the 24th went up, so I woke up on Christmas Day. And this is God's honest truth. I don't like doctors, and this is one of the main reasons, plus with other things. I walked in, and I was in there. The doctors walked in, and there was a few of them students, obviously, as well, because the Western was a student hospital. That's what that was at the time. It was Christmas Day, and this doctor came in. First thing in the morning, is in hospital. You've got kidney failure. Said in a few things, walked out. So the night before, obviously, I was too busy dozed out, getting all this stuff done to me. So I started bawling my eyes out, and I mean, like, I'm going to die here. What? My kidneys are failing. I'm going to die.
Organs are failing.
My organs are failing. Next time a nurse walks in, and I'm like, "Am I going to die? You just told me I had kidney failure." And then she's like, "No, son, you're all right. Honestly, just 2 minutes, I'll come back." She came back with all these leaflets and that, and then tried to explain it to me. The next thing she walks out, and I hear her screaming at the doctor, "How dare you? He's 18-year-old.
Wow.
You've just stymied him." So at that point there, I was scared to ask anything a point, because you're thinking, the more I know, the more you know, the more worried you get about things.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like, oh, that's no helping.
Aye, well, that's it. Sometimes you're like, I don't want to know too much because you want to know if you've got to survive. So that's one thing I asked you. You've got to be fine. You've got to go on a machine called dialysis. You'll be all right, but you don't want to know an extra about all the stuff. It's like even you get in for surgery. When I've went to all my surgeries, they go, right, do you want us to tell you all the stuff that can go wrong? No. I don't want to know what it's going to go. I don't want to know if I'm going to die. No, obviously no. You don't want to know that stuff.
No.
You just want it to go as good as it can, and that's you. You don't want to know what can go wrong. I'm like, oh fuck, man. But so that was me. Like, as soon as that, it's a case that wasn't there because there's people I know that's had it and they knew it was failing. They kind of get told that, so they were prepared.
So they've mentally built up to it.
Mentally built up.
They still get
still
stress and
stressful for them.
anxiety, but you were
like,
just boom.
I was basically just kind of woke up Christmas Day, get all this information, woke up with a wee present, a Ted Baker wee bath set for me for the nurses. All that information, I'm like, it's just too much to take in. And you're 18, you're still not mentally there. You're 18, no thing you're around house and pulling birds and get mad at it. That's generally it. So
how did that affect you with that?
it buggered me up mentally. I was totally gone. My head was gone. Yeah. Luckily, it sounds bad, but the football was on at the time. So I just focused on that. Like, that was my main thing. Focus on that, and that's it. Try and focus on something to keep your mind off it. But it was hard because you're in there the full time. You're in the hospital, the machine's beating, you're in there on that machine 3 times a week.
So do you feel like your life was just...
Your life was kind of... To me, it sounds stupid. It was as if it was over. Yeah. At that point, when they tell you this, you're like, it's over. You're done. Like, you've got to have to rely on a machine to keep you alive. What kind of life is that? So...
Yeah, you do feel like it's over.
Aye, you do. When they tell you all your illnesses, you feel it's over. And especially when you're young, you just know what it's like.
Especially like life as you knew it.
Aye,
is
this
over.
is cool. So my life at that point was working in Envy, the clay shop in Braid at the time. Getting pushed and having a laugh with my pals. And then to that, it's like you're like in there. They're going, right, so you can drink alcohol because you're like, they tell you that you can drink, but you've got to watch your fluid. What do you mean? Well, see when you're drinking water in the house and that. Aye, we've got to calculate every bit. What? Aye, you need to calculate all your fluid because you're hanging. Or when you go as well, you've got to calculate if you're eating, you've got to watch your potassium and everything. What's in potassium? Well, it's in a lot of your food. What kind of food? Your fruit, your veg, everything. I'm going,
bananas and all that.
there's not much it's no in. I'm
Yeah.
like, so what the fuck is expecting me to do here? And they're
Oh,
like,
that's crazy, like how much you had to actually start like pure...
aye, so it wasn't like a case of you had time to kind of prep. So it was a case of you had to throw in. My mum's having to take in all that information. She's having to listen to everything they're saying. Because at the point I'm listening, but you're blocking out in a certain degree. Because you're like, this isn't happening. This has got to be a dream here. That can't be happening to me. All that stuff. I'm just 18-year-old. Nobody heard a kidney failure in my family. Didn't hear anything about that. So, because usually, for a lot of cases, it's hereditary. Your family's got it. So you could end up with it. Nobody mine's got it. I was just one of the freak accidents.
Did they know what caused it? Just
no, they don't have a clue what caused it. Nothing. It's just one of the ones, a freak accident in a sense. So they don't have a clue what happened, how it happened, why it happened. And I'm just like, so as I said, 18-year-old, you're just trying to listen, but you're not really. You're like, I can't handle this. I'm 18-year-old. I don't want to be dealing with this pish. So my mom, luckily she listened to them all because it was like stupid stuff. You can give them chips, but you need to boil the potatoes and all that rubbish. She's listening to all that, and I'm going, right, cheers, Ma, you can make my dinners fun with then. That's the way I walked out. So luckily she done everything, but it was just basically thrown at you, and you had to, like, it wasn't a case of you had to time to think about it. You didn't. Like, right, by the way, so you had dialysis yesterday, but your potassium's sky high. You're ready to have a heart attack, like ready to die in a sense, because my heart was that bad because your potassium's so high.
Fuck.
Ready to. So that's how I was straight up. My tubes at my neck. I've got a picture. The barbers have got a picture because I got my hair dyed while I was still having the tubes in. And
That's quite cool.
basically, so they had that the tubes in the neck, and then like, you're just throwing like, but dialysis. You need dialysis every day now till we get your blood levels fine. And you know yourself with your blood levels. It is a pain in the arse to know still to understand it. So when you're 18, you're like, "What you talking about my blood levels?"
Yeah.
I'm like, blood's it? No, because you don't understand. You don't
understand.
No,
they're
you
trying to tell
don't.
you about your white blood cells and everything. You're going, "But you talking about blood?" That's why you're looking at it. I'm like, "No, man." So, it was a stressful period, I think, for trying to adjust my full life about it. So, like, it sounds stupid, but silly things I had to adjust, like, it. So I would get a Furies every weekend, like Thursday night through to Saturday, and I'd start drinking straight vodka or whiskey because I had to watch my fluid intake. So I'm like, so I need to, like, obviously,
So you're just sitting straight.
straights basically,
Just to get drunk.
You used to get drunk, you'd be on the shots,
Yeah.
so you'd be like that, try to watch your fluid, but at the same time you're trying to enjoy yourself and get pissed.
Yeah.
So you're trying to kind of like watch it, but it's silly stuff like that you don't think about, and then you're like, that's something I need to. So they're all buying up your jugs, up your cocktails, and that, and I'm sitting there with a straight whiskey trying to tan that.
Trying to act cool.
Aye, well that's it, because you don't want to sit there and can hang it. But now I've got a taste for it, so now I drink hundreds of whiskey. But aye, at the time you're just like trying to tan it just to get pissed.
Yeah.
But aye, it was a big life changing thing, and I must say, the only good thing that happened to me but doing it all was after that happened, I was the, can I say, young person for people coming in. They'd bring them into me to talk to. As I said, because
Nice.
people knew, some people they knew they were getting into dialysis at some point, so they'd bring them into me to talk to and go, what's it like being young? And you'd have to explain to them, like, don't try and, you're not going to live a normal life. Like, once it, soon you get your dialysis, you're aiming for a kip. I was honest with them, like, your life's got to change. I went, you get through so many surgeries, like, did they talk to you about your fixture? No. And I'm like, but they're not telling you that for. That's the main, that's what I've got. I've got a vibrating arm, my fucking arm's massive. That's what you get your dialysis
So you
with.
can see that when you've done that.
Aye, I could show you, I could pull it out if you want to see it, but it's quite disgusting looking.
Maybe off camera.
Aye, off camera. Aye, so basically, I'm like, they've not told you that. And I'm like, no, that's what you need for your dialysis. Because that takes months to mature. That's what they call it. Because join your vein arteries, girl, and that's what you get your treatment. You get 2 thick needles in instead of the
Right.
tubes. Because the tubes don't last long and tubes get infected now. Whereas that's permanent. Well, I was thinking failing the day an airband, but the tubes, you get infected. So I'm talking to these young people. No, what's that? And I feel like you're like, try to explain to them what it is, and you're like, well, they start off like down there. But does that mean I can't lift certain things? And I'm going, aye, mate. Like, your life's kind of. I am lucky. The fact they tried to tell me it was about like, we lift much not, and then I started to go to gym with my pal, and I luckily built it up the weight wise and lifting, which was lucky way. But it's like you're trying to tell these young people that their life's changing, and you're young yourself, and you're having to tell these people. I'm like 18.
It's a mind.
Wow.
Aye.
It messes me. Well, we off for years on this couch know that no matter what age you are, the minute you talk, your life's altered for good.
Aye.
Yeah, it's a mind.
But see, when you try to tell people that, they just don't understand it. They don't understand the silly things. So, like, so stupid things where you try to tell people you're unwell, what's up with you. And you're like, something stupid like a cold can
Kill you.
Yeah,
Kill
I'm
us,
just really
basically.
tired, and
Aye.
people don't take that serious. They think
a
it's
cold
just
to them
normal
goes,
tiredness.
just go to work. Just do that. And I'm like, no, a cold kind of puts me on my bed, struggling to breathe, stuff like that. As I said, like 2 weeks ago, I got flu, and that was me. I had a clot in my lung. I realised I ended up with a clot in my lung. My heart rate, what was the guy said? I'm not gonna lie, it was hilarious. I was talking to a nurse, and he's like, it's funny now looking back at the time, I was shitting myself. She's like, you've got the flu, we've tested, you've got the flu. Your heart rate's to be sitting at like something like 200, no heart rate, but something to be your heart sitting at 200. Yours is sitting at like 3,000. I'm like, what? And he's like, it'll be all right though. And another thing, because of everything that's happened, we think you might have a clot. And I'm like, right, okay. So we're going to have to give you all scans. One of them's a CT scan where they put dye in your blood. You've had it before, but it can cause more problems with your transplants. You might need to go on dialysis. And I'm petrified of dialysis. It's a fear of mine now. And I'm sitting there pure panicking. And he's just sitting there going, it'll be all right, just calm down. I'm like, calm fucking down, what do you know? Aye, but it's the silly things that people don't realise that they think it's normal.
That's
For
a
us,
lot.
it's no.
That is a lot.
Aye, for us, it's no. It's something stupid like a cold or flu can
Oh my god.
potentially fuck us up. And you try and speak to people and they're like, just get it. Like, what?
Aye.
Get on
Aye.
with it.
And it sounds bad, and I'll probably get a lot of heat for saying this because I'll watch it, but even your family members, they don't fully understand it.
No, that's very true.
Aye,
But
and
they do try.
they
do
try, they do try, but they don't understand how ill you can get at times.
Or even just like the fatigue.
Aye, the fatigue thing. So my bones, I'm on a tablet for my bones because I'm on dialysis, something to do with your thyroid thing and something.
Right.
And I never used to take these tablets. I was young, stupid. So my bones are sore at times, and I take this tablet. But people don't understand that when you're doing walking, you can just be pure agony. And they're looking at you as if to go, "You're a lazy fat bastard." And I'm like, "No,
Got no choice.
You've got no choice. You're sore."
It's see when you're talking about there. Obviously, we have different conditions, but it seems like the
mental side
effects are very similar. Because like Rosie, you've been sick recently,
Yeah.
and it was quite touch and go. Same kind of shit with you there.
Aye.
It's mad how even with different conditions, your body is altered in that way.
Well, that's
You're
it.
so susceptible to other diseases.
Aye.
that
Even
you've-
just the trip to the hospital.
Oh, that's
There's so much infections going about there.
aye. And
It's
you just
scary.
it's weird when you get into. That's why I do like going to the Queen, the Reno
Yes,
area,
it
because
is.
it's all single rooms. There's no in the Reno apartment, all single rooms because of infection. So they try and minimise that as much as they
so
can.
you're not putting with other people.
You're not putting with other people. Well, as soon as I walked into the RAH, I'm in a waiting room with people. I'm in the next bit waiting to get another bit with people. I get in a room with 6 people.
So that raises your anxiety and then your pulse.
Aye,
and
because
all
you're
that,
sitting
your
starting
heart
to
rate.
get, you're starting to panic, going like, and you see other people go, you're coughing, you've got flu. What have they got? They could have COVID. And then you're getting COVID and you're
And
sitting
the
there
flu.
going, this is a bit of a worry here for me. I'm sitting with these people and I don't want to be here. You don't want to be in the hospital. You don't want to
No.
be near it.
No.
And then you're in there and as you're saying, they're all sitting with other people and I'm going, what have they got? Am I got to catch something?
No, just that.
I did say to you, when I was nearly in the hospital just recently, I said to you, I ain't going to the RAH, that's for one fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I bet I genuinely,
I only really heard it through you.
oh,
And the stuff I've heard so far is quite alarming.
I'm going to be honest with you. Maternity wise, the RAH is one of the best for maternity.
Oh, yeah.
For kids. See when somebody's giving birth, they go to the RAH. Perfect hospital in there. They're
We
so
were all
nice.
born there.
Aye. So such a great hospital. But for everything else, it's no. As I said, I was in there in a room without a toilet, and
With kidney problems.
with kidney problems. So basically, you're like you need to pee in these bottles, and you feel like you're in the like you need to drink so much fluid because they had me on a drip for. So that was anything. You're on a drip. You're having to pee in a bottle. You're having to do all this. You're up to a heart monitor because obviously I had to check my heart, and they're like, you need bottles, but you've had a transplant and drinking this, you're pissing all the time. So instead of having a toilet, I'm having to beep every often. Can you take my bottles? Can I get more bottles? Can I take my bottles?
that's ridiculous.
You can't even give you like a catheter or anything like that.
No, I would refuse that. I've had a few and they're no for the light-hearted, I'm not gonna lie. No for me. I've had I think 3 or 4 now and they are one of the worst things I have ever had. Well, one of the worst things I've ever had was one of them. I just think my mum said it to me when I remember when I was 18, my mum always said to me, and it was like, you're going to have to get a catheter. She used to bring my one because I was 18 to tell me stuff. She turned to me and went, it's all right, your grandpa gets one every week. And I'm like, I can't say about 10 strokes and he's all deserting like he doesn't know. I went, I'm young and aye. So
It's a mind.
aye, it is.
Yeah.
It's just all the stupid things that you don't think of, and then everything happens and you've got to change your full look
It's
and everything.
massive, especially when you feel like you could, kind of walk to the toilet if it's
Aye.
close. Like, but you didn't even get that
No, I
option.
didn't get
in
that
RH,
option. So basically,
which
it was
is-
thing me. And as I said, I'm not getting too many details, but I'm in that room for a few days. I need another 2, and they'll not let me out to another toilet because I've got the flu. Like you might infect others, which is
True.
you can understand.
But-
You think they'd have like a toilet sitting there.
So you had to slop out, really?
Well, basically, they brought in they basically made it was like a toilet they were bringing in. It wasn't. It was a seat with one of your sick bottles in it.
like a portaloo.
And then remember, you're sitting in that room and all. So you've got to sit in there in that room with no space, and you've got to sit in that room after it. Mm-hmm. It's vile. It's genuinely disgusting. And I'm like, this is what people have got to do in this hospital. It's a genuinely
That's pure not.
the hospital's
It's not fit.
no fit. It's not
No.
fit.
Mad, because they call us a first world country, but that sounds like
Aye.
third world stuff.
Genuinely,
Like, that's as if you were in a cupboard.
Aye.
Like,
Like generally in a room and it's like no toilet, no nothing. And I was talking to one of the nurses, and no nurses, sorry, the cleaner. I'm like, I can't believe no got a toilet. And she went, this is the one ward I've seen there's a few rooms with a toilet in. And I'm going, how can you have a room with a... That must have been a storage cupboard or something, and went, let's just turn it into a room because we need
And
room.
they just wheeled you in a bed.
Aye.
And they can use portaloos.
Aye. And I'm like, and it's nothing more degrading
Aye.
when you're having to do that. Like peeing in a bowl, that's fine. That's fine. But when they're bringing in this stupid wheelchair thing with a wee bit of cardboard in it, and I'm like, what? And she's like, because I'm making out like the way she's saying it as if it's like a proper toilet. I'm thinking it's like, see, one of the ones you get in, like, see, portaloos, kind of like one of them, but it's proper like an actual toilet. You can flush it goes away. no, nothing like that. And I'm like,
so do they stay there when that happens, or do they go?
No, they go, and then you've just got to pause them again.
You've got to
So
wait
it's
and then
basically
coming
just
back.
like a wheelchair with a hole.
So if somebody's buzzing like an emergency, all these nurses are getting taken away from me, and I'm sitting with, sounds disgusting, but thing mate in my room, just waiting for them to come in and wheel it out.
Wow.
That must be embarrassing.
Well, that's what I said to her. I went, this is embarrassing. She went, don't, it's one of the natural things. I went, I didn't thought it was natural.
But no for other people to come and see it.
Aye. That's the thing, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, no for you to kind of thing, mate, or me to sit in a smelly room.
Even like when my toilet gets like, you know, overflowed
Aye.
and it fucking goes up to the top and somebody needs to go in and unblock it and shit.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
feel pure
that
awkward.
wasn't mine.
Aye, you feel awkward, but you're in there with them and they're going, it's natural. And I'm like,
I know.
aye, maybe to use it might be, because you deal with this every day and you actually wipe people's arses. But see, for somebody like me that's got a nice toilet out of the house, no, it's no thing.
It's no normal at all.
No. And as you said, that is a lot. I did request to go to the Queen because that's where the renal department is. And it sounds stupid. I was like, in that, I swear not. My wife can testify for this. I did not eat one meal in there. I got her brown up sandwiches. I don't eat the meals in there. But at least if you're in the Queen, the meals are a bit better.
I quite like the meals in the Queen.
The meals in the Queen are a bit better. But you've got Marks and Spencer downstairs, the WH Smith. You've actually got a proper canteen, smoothie bar, coffee
There's a wee
area.
cafe there.
There's a wee
Does
cafe.
nice baguettes.
I obviously was put in the Southern with MS.
Aye.
I couldn't get words out, which I surprise myself every day, like when I actually like I'm able to do it.
Aye.
No, but I was put in the hospital there, and honestly, night and day, like
Aye.
the RH to the Southern, I will not ever go back to the RH. Let's just fucking put it say that there.
That is the worst part. So we moved. I'm from Renfrew and I moved to Paisley. But I still get the same doctors because where we stay, I can still get into my doctors, which is good.
Because the postcode area.
Because the postcode area. But when it goes to the hospital, if I stayed in Renfrew still, it'd be like Great Queen. But because I'm in Paisley, they're like, no, you need to go to the RH. And I'm like to myself now, do I go down to the doctors and just change it back to my mom's address? And that way I can go. Because after that happened, I'm going, I don't know why I go back to that hospital.
Do you know what? You're probably better off.
Aye. It's generally, as you said, so we went to my daughter was born 2022. Trying to
We'll cut that bit.
Aye. So she was born in RH, and I must say, the nurses there were amazing. They kept bringing up what was all, because they even asked me if I wanted anything. Do you want something to eat? Are you alright? Dead nurse, helpful as you can get. And it's so weird because it's the exact same hospital but a different building.
Oh, it's so strange.
Aye. And you're just like, how can you be so great there? And you get to the next part and it's just terrible.
I know.
Do you think it's
But
just
they are great in that baby bit.
Aye.
Like when I went to go see my niece, Lily Rose, when she was born, and my pal for high school, she was the nurse, and it was just like,
Well, that's it.
and it was honestly so nice and clean, and toilets in rooms, and
If you ask Maggie, they'd have told you. They were so great to use. They've been great with Maggie. They're dead nice, and the people are in clean the room for you all the time. They make you feel safe, everything. And then you get into that next part, and it's just like totally opposite.
I know, it's like, bring me a baby.
Aye, that's it. I don't want out of here. Aye, man, it's just it's a wild hospital.
Do you think it's just down to resources and the fact they've no revamped the building or something?
Aye, I think the building needs a revamp completely. It's even the silly things when you go to the Queen. They've got a wee iPad thing you pulled in. It's got radio on it. It's got telly.
Aye.
Stuff like that. As you're in there, you've got nothing. There's not even got a radio for the old people.
And like last year, just the ending, I didn't have a telly.
Aye.
And it was fucking me up inside because I was like, I just want to watch my news. I just love the
Well,
news.
that's it. She's just like, I'm lucky I've got an iPad. So I was like, Louise, bring me up the iPad. She forgot. I got to lie. She can get one. She forgot it. So I was on my phone. She brought it up the next day. And luckily you've got the iPad or something. But we're young enough where we've got gadgets.
Aye.
The old people haven't got a thing. So there's no a radio in there, there's no a telly, there's no nothing. So they sit there all
And
day.
it's not like they have gadgets. And
Aye.
No, I remember when my dad was in the hospital before he passed away, and I just went to Argos and got like a wee DVD player
Aye.
that you can get like, for like
I had
cars.
one my first time I started.
And like I've got a picture of him sitting watching
Aye.
one of his favourite movies with the wee headphones on and shit. Like,
But that's it.
yes.
yeah,
Aye.
What show is
Pretty
that?
good that.
I know.
But it's bad. Like
That you need to
you
actually
need to
do that.
for like wasn't
I'm not saying everybody in the RH is bad.
no they're not
there is
the,
good ones.
the nurses and that are trying to help you as much as they can. I
Some.
just think as you're saying, it
It's the
needs
equipment
revamp basically.
needs
It
revamp.
needs revamp completely. They need to look at what they can do to make it better because it's no fair for the people there. It's really no.
No,
It doesn't sound safe.
it's not pleasant. Let's
Sounds
just
like
say.
patients are at risk.
Aye. Even you go to park, like, so for instance, you go to park and you've got to walk up that hill. And Jesus, see when you're unwell, the hill's like, it feels like you're climbing a mountain and you're dead. You're like, you need a shuttle bus for a boat with a parting all the way up to that hill. I'm a bugger this, but
Yes, that's this hospital.
Hell.
aye. It's generally, honestly, it is. And it's one of the ones you go there and you're looking at it going, and it's bad because you do compare it to the Queen. You do.
You can't help it, but because it's
Aye.
night and day.
That's
See,
it.
you're saying that. Do you remember the Southern?
I remember, so I was born in the
in
Southern
Southern.
because an incident happened with my, it sounds weird after saying maternity's great, an incident happened with my cousin's mum when she was born. So my mum refused to have us in. So I was born in Govan. And I do remember the Southern, and it wasn't the best before it got the full revamp.
Yeah, because I struggle with kidney stones, and I've
Aye.
done all my life. And I get taken into Southern for 2 weeks, and it came to the weekend, and they had to send me home because the heating broke down.
Aye.
They had no heating in the ward, so we're sending home folks home that were hospital bound because there was no room in any other wards, and they said, we're going to have to send you home. And I get sent home for 2 days and then broke back in the Monday when the heating
See,
was
that's
fixed, when they could
crazy.
get an engineer in.
That's,
So that's, and then a couple of years later they built the Queen Elizabeth.
see, when I was in talking to the nurses, one of them did say to me, there's a few hospital, like kind of, see hospital doctors up and kind of like quite far away, but now they're starting to shut them, they're sending them to the Queen. She says that, I wonder if they're going to build extra onto the Queen and start shutting other hospitals and just making the Queen this,
The hub.
the basically deluxe place you can go to.
It should be, because the Queen is,
Aye,
the Queen is what a hospital should be.
it should be.
Yeah.
Aye,
It's like
that's,
you
Yes.
see in American TV programs. That's what when you walk into the Queen, you're like,
It's like a mall.
it's so
you feel
nice.
like this
It
is like
looks
something
good.
in New York or something. This
Aye.
is something you should see.
No, I love that
Aye.
hospital. Like,
So I like the whole kind of, as you're saying, it's a nice hospital. So you're walking in there, and it sounds stupid. You don't feel doom and gloom. The colours are nice and bright.
don't feel ill.
puts you your
Like-
anxiety at ease.
Aye. So when you get in there, you're feeling oh, it's better. Even the stupid things, the lifts are named. Cute was the one I used to use. Can't remember their one, but it's something stupid like that. You remember? Go. It's actually quite good. They've named a lift here. And
I
then
know, like-
Explain why do you use cute?
not a cute. We've got to ask them that, but it was one of the ones I remember that, and it just feels so much better. You get in, as soon as you walk in, you've Marks and Spencer to your left, and you've got W.H. Smith to your right.
And
You
then
got a couple of wee
coffee
cafes, a
shops.
coffee shop. I used to love the smoothie bar. I used to have the smoothie bar. I don't know if it's still there.
I think it is. Is that the one
then
that's
there's, like-
always busy?
Aye, because that's all the
seating
doctors
area.
not use.
Busy.
A seating.
The seating areas, there's actual thingies. So it was so much
That scene
better.
there looks nice because you see right up through the hospital.
Aye.
Aye.
And
You,
it-
you
you
can
just-
look up and it's just like you see it all.
Aye, it's just because everything's new as well. The light switches and everything work. It sounds stupid, even
It's
in RH,
funky.
the lights, but they were one of the greatest. Like some of
They
them didn't
flicker.
work. Aye, so basically,
You're joking.
aye, no,
Like
it
a
was-
mental hospital. Got a
basically,
or something.
aye, they didn't. Some of them didn't work, so I had to like kind of
You
figure
sit
it
with
out.
candles.
Aye, so.
Spirits away.
So that's what it's like. You're sitting there, it's bad enough you're in there and you can see the old woman creeping about and you're thinking something's in here with me. But you get in there and it's so much better. And I think the Queen is the future of the hospital.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the main.
Like
Place.
I
It
feel like
needs to be.
that's like the kind of care that we should be comparing everywhere to.
Because it's not that the nurses are bad. The nurses are working with the best they
the
can do.
hardest. They're
Aye.
amazing up
So,
in that
like,
hospital.
If they had the better equipment, better stuff, better rooms, it'd be much easier for them.
Like
There's-
when I got diagnosed with MS, they tried to send me to an MS like specialist in the RH. And I was like, no,
No.
I'm
Nah.
going to the Queen. Like I'm going.
Aye.
Aye, the Queen's gone to the Queen.
Aye. Well, that's it. You better. Like, it's sad to say because it is a hospital that's close to you and there is people that need to use. Like, I still go there. I go and get my transplant checked every 3 months for my bloods, and I go there.
The
But I'm
things
in
you
it.
can go for, but the things you don't feel
I went
comfortable
to
with.
for physio there. That was good. It was handy. It was really
Aye.
close, but
You're in and out, but staying in it's a different
Aye.
experience.
Different
And it's scary for people that are in there quite a bit because
Yeah.
there is the people I know that go there quite a bit, older people, and they're in there for weeks and they just want out because there's nothing for them to
It's like a
do.
jail.
Aye. Whereas in a jail, you get better. You got your telly and your computer in a gym. Well, sitting there, you basically sitting
actually
staring at
get,
four
like,
walls.
some
With
like
a couple of
yard.
candles.
You get like yard time when you're in the gym.
Aye.
Too, so
In there, you're stuck
really-
in there.
You're bedbound in
aye,
Aye,
we
you're-
need toilet.
No toilet for me, aye. Must just not have liked me when I went in.
I felt like that last year. No, don't worry. I think they don't like everybody.
No. Oh, it was
Like, I had like a few bags. I'm not a light packer at all. And obviously I was getting discharged, obviously, because I kept moaning. And yeah, the woman was like, I was like, I think I've left my earrings in that room. Can I go back up? No, maybe it's in one of your 40 bags.
See, it's ignorant because I am lucky that my mum told her to stay with this time because she's unwell. So if she get flu time, so Louise was up every day, which I am grateful for. But she was taking my stuff away with her all the time. Whereas if you're taking a lot of stuff in, which you do need, because somebody can't visit you every day. I'm lucky Louise managed to. You might not have had that somebody up every single day, so you need
I had to get
everything
mere
there.
things for the next few days.
Aye.
Do you get me? Like,
And then
it wasn't as if it was a choice.
Aye, you're just
at
doing it as
all.
if you're going on holiday. I'm here for 2 weeks, mate, just to see how your accommodation is. No, you need all your clothes with you. It's something you do need. Because with me, it was the attitude of my chargers. Because I've got a phone charger and an iPad charger. But the iPad was charging my Switch and all because I'm sitting playing Football Manager. And you see them looking at you going, yeah, we're going to have to unplug that. We need to plug this in. And I'm looking down and I can see there's air plugs there. And I'm going,
I
just
think
put a knob with it. There's
I
no
was
need.
sitting on my, and I was obviously in the bed in there for like a week, and so obviously I've took all my skincare, all that, because like
Aye.
I'm going to be bored. I'm going like
That's
so. Every time they would come in, I'd have my face masks on and shit. So I thought I didn't think they were taking me seriously.
Aye.
But this is me.
I was gonna
This is
say,
how
I-
I've learned how to be sick. I don't know how to be sick like the random granny next fucking door.
Because they can't do it. It sounds bad, but the older people can't do it. And when I was going to get my CT scan, a woman came down in their bed and she's just lying there like that. And you feel bad for them. But as young people, you want to actually do stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, as you're saying, you've got your face cream and
I'm
everything.
clinging on to that.
I'm baldy. I've got to shave my head every 2 days. So I've got all my razors and everything in there and I'm shaving my head. And you've got to keep yourself going, as you're saying. You've got to do your own
keep
thing.
you.
Aye. If you're sitting there, no doing a thing, it's worse for you. Your heat
I
starts
think
to go.
you start wasting away.
Aye.
Because when I got out of hospital, I was mentally, like, it took me, obviously I started antidepressants in the hospital, so obviously it was my anxiety
Aye.
was much worse. But it took me like a good month to actually get to back to normal because I was just so used to them being like, no, we'll do that. No,
Aye.
you can't do that. We'll
Well,
do that.
That's
So it was like, and then when I get back at the hospital, it was like, I've got to do everything.
Aye.
It's so strange. Like,
because
just
you're
like-
used to them babying you in a sense. That's way because they don't like you doing it.
Yeah, because that's their job.
So I'm lucky
Obviously.
when you get the transplant, it's totally opposite. They want you up walking straight away because as you're saying, you waste away. Whereas the transplant needs time to kick in, so they want you up.
You need to get your body
Aye.
working. to
Yeah.
So
walk
they're
there.
telling you.
That's good.
So it's good for that. They're like, get up, do this, go get a shower. I'm not really feeling it. No, go get a shower. You need a shower. You're going to end up getting infected. They put it in. It's not a bad way. They're saying like, you end up getting infected. You need a shower. So they're getting you up, walking
Giving you
about.
tough
Yeah.
love.
Aye,
Yeah.
they're giving you tough love because as the dialysis and transplant, it's basically like a family. They all know you. They know your family, and that's where they are. It's like tough
I like
love,
that.
and they know that. You need to get up. You need to walk about. You need to get washed because as you're saying, you're sitting there, you're wasting away. Whereas you can't do that. They need that transplant to kick in, which is a different side. But as you're saying, when you're unwell, they generally do everything. You leave and you go, I've got to do everything for myself now. And it's a panic. You're going, how am I going to do all this? Because somebody's looked after you and you go, oh, what do I do now? Like, it's stupid stuff, but you're going,
Aye.
they come in and they do stupid stuff for you. Like, take all your stuff away, change your bed and everything. So you go out and you go to make your bed and you're pure, it's just dead sore trying to do it. It sounds stupid, but because you've been doing it, you're pure sore trying to make your bed and that. And
Yeah.
you're going,
I'm absolutely fucked. I can't do it. I can't even. You've helped me make my bed because
Aye. It's hard. See the stupidest things. As I said, with my fistula, there's times that I can't do like the silliest. One of the worst parts is when I was on dialysis. My transplant, my first one, just failed as my son was just about to be born. So when I'm back on dialysis, I'm struggling to lift stuff. I couldn't lift my son.
Wow.
So that was a killer.
That must have ate away.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
man.
did. And as I said, when I get knocked back for PIP, I get knocked back for it on dialysis, never did I. And you
Can't
get
believe that.
Aye, I've been knocked back for daily. It used to be a case I see soon as you wrote dialysis, it was like cancer, you get it straight away. Just as I started in 2008, they took it away. So when I done the PIP form, the guy actually, as I say, when you go to do a tribunal, you've got a doctor, somebody disabled, and like, say lawyer person, but somebody like that. And the person was getting right in me. What do you mean you can't pick up your son? How far can you walk? And I'm like, I don't know. I can't tell you how many metres. I don't know what a metre is. Like how much I'm walking a metre. I says I can walk maybe a bus length if I'm lucky at the time. Can you not pick up your son? What do you mean you can't pick him up? And this guy was degrading me.
Wow.
And at the time I'm sitting there going,
You don't
and
need
Louise
that.
was with me at the side and she could see me.
That's
So she's
disgusting.
grabbing my horn because I'm trying to keep it back. And I used to have a bad temper, like for people like that, couldn't hang me. But at that point I'm ready to break down. I'm like, and the disabled guy, he was just in a wheelchair. I say just in a wheelchair, but that's obviously a big thing. I don't mean it like that. But he was generally just nice to me. And he's like, I think you need to get a rest now. And it's the stupid things like you're saying that people don't realise, like the wee things.
See, it's funny
mentally.
you saying that. The boy in the wheelchair obviously knows
Aye.
what's in your head. He's probably
Aye,
had
that's
that
it.
drilling from somebody else like that who's just totally ignorant.
Aye, because they're totally ignorant. They don't know. The doctor knows. It's like the doctor you get as well. It's not a renal doctor. It could be a doctor. It could be dealing with
GP, it could be an occupational
something
health.
with big kids doctor. It could be anything. They're just there, which they're obviously doing their job, and they kind of know some bits. So they kind of like, aye, that's normal. That's fine. And then you've got the disabled person, and they understand what it's like being disabled.
Obviously.
So when I'm telling them how far can you walk, well, what happens when you get dropped off for dialysis? And this one was in the Queen. I'm like, well, I get to like Marks and Spencer, and I've got to take a break. And they're like, right, okay. So how far metres is that? And then the disabled guys jumped in and went, I've been at a hospital, it's not that far, it's this many metres. And I'm like, I don't know metres in my head. Like, it's not something
Plus,
I've
you've got
ever...
all the stress and anxiety of getting this interview anyway, so they're putting it on you.
Aye, it's just that
And
one
you-
must have
person.
been
You've
blind.
been sick since you were a child.
Aye, so it's one of the ones that's just... That was one of the hardest things, I think, as you're saying, for your mentality, is
I know.
dealing with people like that.
It's like for sick people that are actually really sick, right? Okay, we don't have cancer. Okay, we're not going
Aye.
to die tomorrow, but it is long term.
It's long, it's no like, it changes, it's lifetime
Would
for
we
us.
rather
This is
use
your
our
life.
energy to be ourselves, or would we rather, use our energy to work for someone else?
Aye.
Like, make that make sense. Like, come on to fuck.
That's it. And I feel like when you're unwell, people don't really fully understand it. I don't think there's many options out there for us at all. Like getting a house, I'm lucky I bought a house. Ding me. But even out there, like, there's no much help when you've got a disability for like a mortgage or that. You get extra help. Because they want you to sit and they moan about you sitting on benefits and stuff like that.
It's not just that. You buying your house, life insurance for you buying your house.
With my
must have
life
been a nightmare.
insurance, so I couldn't get life insurance. I had to go through a company which managed to put you on with disability. So my life insurance is fine if I get anything else. Anything to do with kidney failure, they will not pay out.
Nothing.
They will not pay out. So I always said, I've always laughed saying, see everything I've been through, I better die of this at some point when I'm late on in life. But now I'm looking at it going, if they're paying out for something else, I'd probably rather go somewhere else. They're paying out that way the family sorted.
Try to
But-
bring on a heart attack. Like that. Come on.
Aye, but as you're saying, it's a stupid things like life insurance. That's something that we need to deal with. Mine's is, I think, 60 quid a month.
It's crazy.
And that's not that much money. I
And
think
you can't really get a mortgage before it.
Aye.
So
So
you're scumpered.
well, we were lucky. We
You're
managed
actually
to get it.
discriminated against in that way.
Aye,
The system is discriminating against you. There.
it is. And especially, so in dialysis, a lot of them are older people, which they've lived their life. They've got their houses. They've got their mortgages. They've worked all their days. When you just understand when you're young and you've got a disability, it's hard
Yeah.
like,
So,
to-
to get a career
to get a career.
when you're that young,
Aye.
like obviously, I just started getting sick when I was like really going for my dream, which was makeup artistry. I was loving that, and obviously that fucking and the mental as well. Like it's not just that. Do you get me? Like it's everything to do with it.
Aye. Well, that's it. So I'd done college and university to become an accountant. I managed to get my degree and then I got a job. But I started taking unwell. And I was taking too unwell, like to the point where I got a phone call from the doctor saying your transplant's not great. So I had to think about it and going, this is my dream job. I was working in Greenock, working with great staff. I'm like, this is my dream job here. And then my health was going a bit dodgy, and I'm like, I need to think, do I want to do this dream job, or do I need to focus on my health? So I had to hand in my notice, and it was heartbreaking to the point I'm like, I've worked for this, and I've had to hand in my notice because of your health. And luckily I did, because I took unwell in January, which is tax season, that's busy season, so I'd have totally buggered them up if I didn't hand in before then, so they wouldn't have known, like, I'd have these clients I'm dealing with. But it's just saying, it's just things.
The older people, they've had the privilege of actually being able to work, where we don't. We literally do not get that privilege.
It's like you lose part of your life.
Aye.
Yeah.
So it's like
you're looked down.
Aye, but that's the thing. So right now, it was my mum that said to me, she went, stop thinking like that. Because I'm like, I feel like a gyro beggar now because I'm unwell. Like, and you do feel like that because you're used to trying to work, you're trying to get everything sorted.
Yeah, you're not just labelled disabled, you're labelled the benefits.
Aye.
Cheat, you're labelled this, you're labelled that. And you're like that. I gave all this up.
Aye, well, that's
just
it.
one day what I wanted to do in the first place.
Generally, so the accountancy was my second dream when I was younger. Obviously, you want to do something. I wanted to be an actor. That was my thing. My pal was doing that, and he's like, why don't you do it with me? But obviously I got unwell. But also I've done construction work, always done construction. I was a welder, for an apprentice welder, painter there, it's not really people don't classify that, painting decking as a construction, but then that I've done labouring. But then when you get unwell, that's taken away. You can't do anything like that anymore.
It's, you've talked about it before. You actually mourn it because it's like something
you miss.
A part's died.
And you're like, what could have been?
It could have been. So everybody in my family done some construction, so we all help each other out. So my brother's a mechanic, he fixes everybody's cars. My uncle, he's like a joiner, fixes everything in everybody's house. We've all got something for us. So mine's was welding, I totally gone. So now I'm doing accountancy, so I can help them that way. So mine's has always been looking after the wains. That's mine. Everybody's wains have came to me, I've watched them all because that's the only thing I could do. But as you're saying, your dream dies, a bit of you dies, and you go, this is not what we want. And as you're saying, we would give up everything
100%.
if we could generally just live a normal life. Like the stupidest of things that people take for granted, we're like, nah, trust me, I don't want to benefit. I'd get every part of that up right now. To
work in McDonald's.
Aye, to work McDonald's, be perfectly fine, start with no money, no house, no nothing, start again. I'd love that. But we've not got the option. We've got to generally just...
And there is people out there who are sitting going, look at these scoundrels.
Aye, well that's it, because you do feel like that. You're like, it's not that we've not tried. Like, as I said, I was working in a great job, and every exam I sit for them, I was getting a pay rise. You were getting a pay rise a year. The company I worked for was amazing, so nice, so helpful. And you're going, this is a great thing, mate. And then the thing takes it away from you. And I'm going, so I need to focus on myself for a while. I could probably get back into it, but at the same point, you're going, well, if I get back into it, you take it unwell again. And it's the dream goes and it comes, it goes and it comes. And
it's like a yo-yo.
Aye.
It's like you get one step forward, two steps back. And it does feel like that. Like, I get it. I had to build this to chase a dream.
Aye.
I had to build it. Do you know what I mean? We're all trying to get a dream out of it, trying to get something out of it. But if you're not doing it yourself,
nobody else is willing to help you.
Nobody else is willing to help you. They just look at you, like you say, they just look at you, you're just a scoundrel, mate.
Aye. So I was lucky when we managed to get a mortgage. I was working part-time. And luckily we had a mortgage advisor for Paisley. He was so helpful. So he managed to get the mortgage company to understand that I will be on PIP for the rest of my life. So they took that into consideration as well. Louise was working part-time. So we luckily got a mortgage, but there's plenty of people out there that can't because of their illness.
Me.
Well, that's it. And it annoys you because my pals will tell you, my pal's doing his own business and he started buying and selling cars. A panel beater, so he buys the cars that are cat, does them up, sells them. Doing amazing now, and I am so proud of him. But stuff like that I want, and I can't. Like, you can't do it.
Can't do it.
It's just, and it's hard. You're so happy that he knows how much I love him and proud of him for it. But it's hard when you see other people succeeding, and you're not great. You're just so happy for them, but we can't. Like at a certain point, like
you're sad because you're sad for yourself.
Aye, sad for not for him. No, for him, I'm so proud of him. And he knows that. Yeah. But you're sad for yourself, going, I could have done all that. I could have, but I couldn't. Yeah. It takes it all away from you, and that's something people they don't understand. They don't.
No. And
you're
I feel
saying
like
you had
this
to.
is why we're here today.
Aye.
It's to actually tell people that we are not scroungers.
No, we're not. Like, do you think I want? Like, I was on a accountancy wage, earning good money to the point where I'm like, Louise works, so Louise still gets up. So we don't get all the benefits the way everybody else does. Louise works, so we don't get all the benefits. You get a wee tiny. I get a wee tiny bit. You're generally talking about 30% about my accountancy wage was, and I'm going, that's nothing. Like, do you not think I'd rather be earning all that money and then getting a pay rise every exam I sit and people they look at you but as if they go, "Aye, right, you're just why on benefits." Aye, no
They
problem.
think in their twisted mind that you would rather that.
Aye,
In a
it's
fucking weird way.
It's weird as it, and honestly, I don't get it, man.
Because, like, so it drove me right into depression, just obviously having to isolate all the time.
Aye.
And stuff like that. That shit just pure eats away at you.
Aye.
And I think a big part of me was like feeling really alone because I've not really had ever a chance to really get like work pals. And everybody talks about these work pals, and I've never experienced it in my life. And it's just through fucking illnesses.
Aye, but that's it. See, I was lucky when I walked into Welsh Walker. I was in the tax team. So it was Helen who was a bit older and Charlene who was younger, and they were so nice. I enjoyed working with them every day. They were dead nice, everything. As you say, you get to make work pals. I made pals with the rest of them in there, like, they were nice. But it doesn't last because you're having to leave. So it's like people you go, they would have been great to stay with for years. And as you're saying, you've never had that. I'm lucky to deal with it a wee bit, but it's one of the ones you're never there long enough to properly make good pals with them for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a wee bit different for you. I became disabled 3 years ago, so I'm 36, so I had that early 20s stage.
Aye.
You totally didn't have.
No, I didn't.
And it's a very important development stage of someone's life, and it was totally taken away from you,
Aye.
which
Yeah.
it's unfair.
It's
and she gets
unfair.
looked at the bad person because that happens
So-
like certain people.
I
My
know.
pal that I'm telling you about, he started his own business. We were out for a stag do and he was off, got greeting everything. And it annoys him as well, what we go through. Like, it does, he understands it's different. But he goes, how can people like yours go through when you're young? And there's people out there that are living a life like alkies and junkies and everything. And he goes, and nothing's wrong with them. And he said, but there's people like you that's done nothing wrong.
And all this has happened.
All this
to you.
happened. So I was 18 when this happened to me. I have never had a normal life. Even when you have a
Sounds like you
transplant.
were younger when it happened to you. It was 18 when they
I was
found
18
out.
when they found out, but younger. So basically, to my mental, something to do with my mental thing and everything for younger, for like peeing in bed and everything stunted a lot of things for me. I think my growth was stunted, something to do with that. 'Cause my dad, my real dad, he's 6 foot something. I'm 5'10". A good day. But so it's all that stuff happened to you when you're younger, and it's all hanging with you. And it's hard to deal with when you're young.
Yeah.
And it does, it ruins. So for a case of, I still luckily still went out and partied. I did. I kind of enjoyed that. That was my main thing of breaking away. So basically,
Yeah.
I'd have my dialysis 3 days a week. You treat it like a job. It'd be your dialysis 3 days a week. You'd be on the machine for 4.5 hours. You'd be there early. You'd get home. You'd go for your sleep. You'd have to watch everything you're eating. But then I'd go out and get pissed with my pals. Go out and have a great laugh and try to forget about it. And that's the one thing you've got to do. You've got to try and forget about it. But it's hard every day. Every day you're taking medication. And
You can't forget
You
about
can't forget it. So my morning consists of me getting up, taking about 10 tablets. Go to bed, taking 7 tablets. So you can never, always on your mind.
Aye.
And that's what people don't understand. They think, it must be all right at some points. Like, you try and look at the positives of it. So
Yeah.
there's always good things and bad things about it.
You've been quite fortunate as well.
Aye.
Low life's been really hard to you. Like, you have misses, kids.
Well, that's it. So
you have good things going on in your life. So
I always looked at it positive. So my first transplant failed. My son was just about born. So the way I looked at it is I went, I can spend my time with him now. That sounds stupid. That was it. I'm like dialysis 3 days a week. I can spend my time with him. Focused on that. So that was my thing. You're trying to look at positives and everything. So in dialysis, I would say 99% of people, because they're a lot older, they've been through it for years anyway, because the older you get, the less chance you've got to get a transplant, they're all doom and gloom. And I mean, it's like day after day in this wee house, just that's what I like. So you need to try and find the positives in your illness, which you obviously as well. Look at this podcast for people to understand it. You've obviously found a way to kind of reach people. You've got to try and find a positive at it.
yeah.
But as you're young, it's harder, I think, try to find the positive when you're younger.
Definitely.
Because it takes a lot more away for you. And I'm lucky.
So I love children. I
Aye.
love kids. And see, when I'm with the kids, all of a sudden I'm not ill.
That's it.
Like they don't know. So I'm just going to act like I don't know for this wee while, and I'm going to have a good fucking time with these wings.
Well, that's the best thing. So, as I was saying to you before we hanged, my son wants to watch this. He wants to say, "Can I see it?" And I'm like,
Better watch my swearing.
"No, it's alright. I generally always say you swear in front of me. My son doesn't swear.
Okay,
One of the great
yeah.
things, doesn't swear. But he wants to watch it, and I'm like, he doesn't know anything about my life, my other life. He's seen me in hospital, he doesn't know anything about kidney failure. And I'm like, I like to watch it. And I'm like, but the fucking sound will be right down on it. You know, be listening. But you've got to, as you're saying, as soon as you're around the kids, it all changes.
You're not ill.
You're not ill. It's a weird thing. It totally.
You're just aware that I'm the adult here, and
Aye.
these children will rely on me out of everybody. So, therefore, that I'm
You
just
brave
going
it.
to.
You brave it, basically.
Yeah.
So I've always watched all the kids. I watched my nephews and stuff like that. And I was unwell then, but you brave it. It was weird.
It's hard to find negatives when you're with the
Aye.
kids.
Kids are the ones that they put a smile on your face. So I am lucky that I don't think, I always said to Louise, I would split up where if I end up back in dialysis. That was a thing, because I know what it was like on it. There was times I was a moody git. And I mean generally just moody. I had a temper because I was raging with the world at times when I was young. I was just dead moody. So I always said I split up with her, but she was pregnant at the time. And I kind of tried to, but like, she wasn't having none of it, luckily. And I'm lucky that way. So my son did keep me going. Because it's no like, I've always said, it's no like the mental health it brings you down, it's the pain.
Yeah.
That's one of the things, like people, the mental health doesn't help, but the main source of your thing is the pain you get.
The pain.
The pain.
You see what you were saying there, and I get what you're trying to do that with your missus there.
Aye.
But that's quite selfish on you.
It was.
It's selfish because you've not got right, if she chooses to love you and be with you
I know.
and care for you, you've not got right to take that away from her.
I know. So I knew it was selfish, but at the same point, I'm looking at it as if to go, I don't want to get through all this.
Yeah.
Your
'Cause
hands
I,
are
like,
tied
you're doing
though,
it for that-
because
I'm
doing it
doing
out
it
of
for a
love.
nice reason.
You're doing
but
it out of love.
luckily, she told me
But
to
I
shut
think
up.
most people understand
That was it.
when
Aye.
you're in that situation
So-
that you're going to take it out in the person you're
Aye.
closest with.
So
You really
I am
are.
lucky I met her because I was an absolute idiot when I met her. And I mean, I was doing no the nicest of stuff. And she calmed me right down to the point where she helped me out majorly, like with my whole getting out all the time and everything I'm talking about. There was some nights I was out 7 nights a week partying. And I would generally get up the road just in time to get picked up with the ambulance to take me to dialysis. And she luckily calmed me down, and I'm grateful for that. And I do feel bad, as you were saying there, because I did want to end it with her just for the fact I was trying to be nice. But luckily she did tell me to shut up. You're not getting away from me. So I'm lucky that way, but
Good gal.
You do.
Yeah.
You also know yourself. You try and push people away to a certain extent.
No, you definitely do.
do.
You do.
Aye, because you don't want them to see, as I said, when I say I had a temper, I wasn't like pure smashing stuff up, but it was just I was always like pure
Inside
raging
your
and
head,
stuff.
yeah.
Inside your
I think we
head,
can all attest
So
to that.
when I
Inside
was
your
on
head, yeah.
steroids, I was with someone and I said to them, like, you need to go away, like, you need to go. And I said, well, you fuck off if I say I cheat on you. And then he said, yeah. And then I said that I did, but I really didn't.
Aye, but you're just saying that to get... Because that's another thing people don't understand, is the steroids. So I was saying to you before I started, the steroids are a killer for us. My post-transplant weight is 79 kilogram. After a transplant, because you're on all these steroids, you start off with fluid, but then you're eating more. I can go up to like 130 kg.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's crazy. Because you start off, you're on all these steroids. It's all fluid to start with, like, because you pump all the thing in you. But then you start eating more. But you don't notice it because you're always hungry. And the ones I'm on, always hungry. And I'm eating like mad. And it's, people don't understand the mood they put you in and all. Like, you can be pure wee... I was a wee grumpy git. Luckily, I done Muay Thai. I used to do like a bit of Muay Thai, like, training and that.
To get a bit of...
To get a bit of anger at, because my pal used to say that to me, you're a moody wee git at times. I went, I know. And it used to be good there because you just sit and hit the pads, hit the things, and it used to get you a bit of release. Some people haven't got that when they're disabled. They're generally just sitting there, and in their head, they're just, as you're saying, it's on your head, the anger. And it starts playing with your mind. You're on all these tablets and you're getting all aggressive and everything. You're snapping at the people you don't want to snap at. and you feel like a prick for it. Like you do. See, after you've snapped at somebody, if you're saying, right now, you said that with your story there, and I bet after that, I feel like shit for doing that now.
I think I woke up about 2 months later and I just kept greeting.
Aye.
Like, what have I done?
Because you're no meaning it in a nasty way.
You're just trying to, out of love, you're just being like, please just
Aye.
go away. I don't want to be horrible to you anymore. Like, but at the same time, it's a wee bit of a self-sabotage because, like, once you wake up from
You wake up and go, shit, I can't believe I've done that or said that.
but it feels like you're just going to be stuck in that mood
Aye.
for like ever. You don't feel like you're going to wake up.
And that's it. You don't. You feel like you're always going to be that nasty to somebody. So you do saying nasty things and you don't want to do it, but you do it. And you regret it. Like, it could, as you're saying, it could be like a month or two later. You go, shit, I can't believe I did that. As I saying it, I regret saying my missus was got to split with her. I do regret it more than anything. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me. But at the time in my head, I'm going, this is the best thing to do.
I totally understand that.
Aye.
I so understand that. Like, really do.
And generally, you're just
You're just trying your
trying.
best.
You're trying to be as normal as you can be. All the
All
tablets and
while
everything
your
are just
world is going to
Aye.
shit.
You're in turmoil.
aye. So you're in turmoil. You're trying to keep going. You're trying to keep yourself going. Try to keep your mind going.
All the side effects.
Aye.
All the everything you need to go. Everything you need to go through.
Aye.
The catheters and stuff. I mean, I had the conversation with the doctor not long ago about the catheters, about the self catheters, and she's like, "It's not so sore," and I was like,
Oh,
I
I was
know
going to say
that
you're at it. Well, one of the things I have to go today, one of the worst things I've ever experienced to the point that I had to knock me out my second time because everything kept shriveling up. They get through. See, when you've got your transplant's in the front
right.
because you've got a ribcage at back. So it's on your front. You've got a stent that's connected to it, so they've got to go through your manhood to pull it out. Now, they say that to you and you've got to get it done. So I got it done the first time, absolute agonising pain, but they're telling you it's all got to be alright. So in the second time when I had my second transplant, tried to do it, everything shriveled away, they couldn't do it. I'm like, I generally was like, nope, no happening. They had to knock me out for it, it was that bad. So you're saying that they try and tell you this stuff, the catheter and everything's fine, and then you get it and you go, no it's not, and they go to do it again, and I'm like, no, it's not happening, mate. You get no chance. Aye.
See if lasses could shut, they would.
Aye. Well, that's it. Oh, generally, I'm positive I end up with a vagina when they try to do the second one. It all shriveled away. I'm like, no, you're not doing it. You're done, man. But aye, that's what it's like. They're like, it's stuff like that. They all try and the nurses not. They do try and help you by telling you all that. Like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. You're like, aye, all right, get it done the first time. The second time, you go get yourself. You're not doing that to me again.
No, absolutely not.
No.
There's no way. I don't think I'll be ever doing it to myself. I don't think I'll ever be able to get to that stage.
Because you can do dialysis yourself. You can get it done in your house. There's a guy on TikTok, Spudman. You seen him? The guy that does it.
Yeah.
He's going dialysis, and I'm sure he does.
He's got the baked potato man.
Potato, and I'm sure he does his in his house. They'd asked me to do that. Like, would you ever think about it? We can build an extension onto your house. And I thought about it. And I'm like, no chance. I don't think I could put the needles in myself.
It's not just that. What if you get into a mood where you go, fuck that today?
Aye. Well, that's it. Well, I was obviously young, doing it all properly. There was an old guy. I say old guy. He was in his 60s. It's not that old. And he was on dialysis. He'd been on it for years, the same as me. He's young. But he was generally one of the people who was like, he used to not turn up. Fuck it, I'll be fine. I'm away at pub. And generally, you'd see him like a couple of days later, because if you miss one dialysis session, you would generally see him a few days later and he'd be pure yellow.
Jaundice and all that.
Aye. And you're like, why would you miss it? He went, been doing it for years, can't be arsed. And that's the way some people will look
That's
at
the
it.
mentality thing. Like,
Aye.
so I'm still going to try and enjoy my life. Yeah.
Aye, so that was him. He was a bit rebellious. 60-year-old. Used to just not turn up. And they'd be phoning him, where are you? No coming. See you in a couple of days. And you're like, that's great. So you'd be sitting there laughing away, because you've got to kind of, you're in there 3 days a week, 4.5 hours I was on the machine. There's people in there longer, day 5-6 hours. And you've got to kind of talk to people. I was lucky I had a young boy, Ewan, who's passed away. And him, old guy, and an old guy we used to do stuff for. I can't remember his name. It's bad that I forgot their names. But he was kind of very old, so we used to go and get his blankets for him, go and get his papers and stuff like that. And it's good there because you go to chat to people like that, but he was just rebellious and it was amazing. Some of the stories he'd tell you would just be wild. Like, he'd split up with his wife, but they were best pals still. And they had kids together over the years and everything. She'd be like, nah, I'm going out on a date with my wife. He is back here. Nah, I just want somebody to go for a munch with. That's why I'm not didn't come in. No, that just stupid stuff like no coming in just to go for a munch. I'm like, you could have went after.
I know,
just,
you can I can totally understand that too. Like, you're just like, nah, fuck the treatment. I don't need it today.
But that's it, you do.
But you do.
You do
I
need
do
it.
myself. I do my tablets all the time.
See, I can't. That's the one thing.
I
So my first transplant
I can't miss.
failed because of that. I didn't realise, doctors, my mum already argues with them. I was sick for a few weeks and I didn't realise I was bringing up my anti-rejection tablets. And that's what killed my transplant. The doctors are like, nah, I just wasn't taking them. And I'm like, you do miss them at times. Aye, there's there's times I'll wake up through the night at like 4 in the morning and I have to take them at 12. And I'm like, shit, I need to take them in, which means I'll delay me. You do that, but you don't intentionally do it to go, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think some people, they think you do intentionally go, I'm not dating them. I'm not doing that today. It's not like you're doing it to be a dick. That guy was doing it because he was sick of it. And you can understand to a certain degree.
He's at that point.
So I got to about 10 years in to being like sick, getting infusions every month and blah, blah, blah. And I just kind of was like, no, like, I don't want to kind of act like, I don't want people to know I'm sick anymore. So I started kind of archiving all the pictures of me and do you get me? Like, in the...
So I used to tag, like, I was 18, so you're stupid on Facebook. You do everything. I would tag myself in Furies every weekend at Facebook. Even though I was there every week, tag myself. You date with the hospital, putting in. Even the day I've got a time hop for 13 years ago, when I got my first fixture up there, there's a big massive arrow about that size that they've drawn. Like the doctors drew on, because I've got to 100% no. But you put everything on Facebook, and then now, like, I go and I delete every old post that I see because I'm like, it's cringy, because you do want to take it back and you don't want people to know how unwell you are. Like, even my closest pals didn't know. Some of them don't even know I was in hospital like a few weeks ago and nearly died. Because you don't want, you try not to...
Because people look at you differently.
Mm-hmm. You don't want that because you're still young.
So I was lucky I had a pal who used to slag me, like, and I mean, tell me, shut up, you're dying and everything, like, take a piss, but he would date out of niceness, and it was funny.
It's the most refreshing thing in the world.
So he would date banter and take a piss with me. You're going to die anyway, mate. I would give you a kidney, but I don't like you enough and all that. But it would be like taking a piss, which was good. It's relaxing because you could get people. That's what made me fall for Louise, is she didn't fall for the kidney failure.
She fell for you.
She fell for me. She thought I was taking a piss when I said kidney failure. So she ended up liking me and didn't know anything about it. Like, thought I was taking a piss at her. Was her birds used to fall for it, which means you wouldn't text them again because
you don't want them. You don't want a carer.
No, you don't want a carer, but you'd use it for you're young, you're wanting.
Yeah, as you do.
So you'd use it for a bit of a laugh. Because I used to tell my pal and that, used to say it was like a shark bite and everything, because it's terrible scars and everything. You say it was a shark bite and that. Martin used to say, I'm getting a transplant and everything, just because you'd use it and it'd be a bit of fun, and they'd see it as that, but other people used to feel sad for you. Yeah. And you're saying you don't want that. That's why you try and take it away. Like, even now, I'll still go and I'll delete all my old posts tagging yourself in hospital. I don't tag myself in, don't tell anybody, because you don't want, you want to kind of hide it in a sense now. You don't want people to know you're unwell, because you do get looked at differently. Yeah. Everybody looks at you differently when they know you're unwell.
They don't intentionally do it though.
Aye.
It's just an
automatic
response.
Aye. So my arm's fucking dodgy looking. And you do see people staring at it and it's not their fault. And I'm happy when people go, what's that in your arm, mate?
Because you can just tell them.
I tell them. So I had the gardener come in and he's like to me, if you blow your arm or something, what's that in your arm? And I said to him, no, that's fine. Because you get some people, one of my pals, misses, man, pure stares at it like that.
Wow.
Oh, that's creepy.
And it's annoying me, and I'm like, just fucking ask about it and I'll tell you. Like, all the Waynes know about it, and my family, my kin, they know what it's all the Waynes know it's a fistula, it vibrates, it does its thing. They all know about it. But see, when people stare at you, you're like, just ask, mate. And it's when people you talk to like on a day-to-day basis and they don't really know, you're like, just ask. Just get it undone, mate, and ask.
Just get it in.
But as you're saying, you don't want to be looked at disabled all the time. I don't.
No.
I don't want to be looked at like that. I want to be looked at. My main thing now is being
You're still
a dad.
Jonny.
Aye, so don't look at me disabled, look at me as a father. That's the only thing I want to be looked at. But you get people that do still do look at you as if, oh, look at him.
No,
that's a shame. That's a shame for him. I'm like, that's why I did delete all my posts. I'm like, I don't want people to go and see all that. Because it's embarrassing.
I feel like, obviously, now I've kind of started up again posting about it because, well, I deal with it every day. Like, it's hard.
Aye.
But I don't want people to be like, oh, she's posting about
You want to
that
raise
again.
awareness for it. So that's the whole point.
That's what people misunderstand, I would say. 'Cause
Aye.
You're very big in raising awareness.
I really...
It was-
See, I used to do like the kidney research thing, share it and that. But then as you're saying, and when they bring out the emojis on Facebook, instead of just liking it, people are putting the sad face and you're like, I'm doing it to raise awareness. I don't want you to pure feeling sorry. You're doing it to raise awareness so people
want
understand.
people understand.
Aye.
warrior.
Aye, that's it.
Like, I'm strong. Obviously, I'm not. But, like, I try.
No, but you're strong mentally. That's all yours are strong mentally. That's the main thing. And I would
Yeah.
say that more than anything else. And our mentality is totally different. There do get times where we're done. That's understandable. But our mentality is completely different for other people. It might not be strong strength wise, but mentality, it's thing with. I'm lucky my pals help me out with everything. So mentality, they try and keep me going. Doing hill walks, we were doing
Amazing.
the hill walks and that, they keep you going. Your pals, you're lucky, you've got good pals that understand. They don't look at you as disabled. So you're lucky if you've got that. So I am lucky I've got that. My pals keep me going mentality,
see
with doing hill walks and
The
everything.
real you.
They see Jonny. So
And that matters.
it does. It matters when people say the real you. When you
Yes.
see that, that's how I don't like. It's bad at things, right? So Louise's mum told somebody I was unwell, and the next thing, our family now, and like there's even family members I know that don't know I'm like when I was unwell recently. Like, I don't like people knowing
Your business.
my business that way. I don't mind telling people if somebody asks. I was unwell, blah blah blah. But I don't
You
like
don't like
getting
the
spread
Chinese
about.
whisper-
Aye,
Chinese
Chinese
whisper
whispers.
stuff.
Because the next
Because it
thing,
grows legs as well.
Aye, it does. Next time I was like pure ready to die. I was like lying there, pure sleeping in a coma or not. But no, I was just couldn't breathe. I was just the main thing. It, but it grows arms and legs, and
Yep.
it's one of the ones. It's good that you're spreading awareness for it. I got to a point I was doing it, and then I was starting to get trauma for it. So Return to Life is like a page on Facebook. It started in basically a kind of charity for kidney injury, and I enjoyed it, and it was great. But then they started posting about like, one of the kidney fails and back on the ass, and to me it was like trauma, and I felt bad that I couldn't share this stuff. I couldn't keep sharing it because you start getting a fear of it again,
Yeah.
Aye.
and I was starting to get the panic.
That's
But it's-
only natural.
But it's good that you can share it and you talk about it and that.
But you can do that as well because this studio's here.
Aye, it's good that it's hard to kind of kidney failure is a hard one because a lot of it is older generation. So
Fair enough, I've never really heard someone so
Aye.
young.
So
like you.
I was 18, but there's people younger than me. So when we used to go to the Western Infirmary, a new boy started. I must have been 19. He was 18, but he was coming from, was it York Hill, the one that's next to the Western
Yeah.
up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was coming for there, but he used to fight it because he's grown up. I think this young boy must have been 14, 15 at the time when he started, and he loved it there because all the nurses, different for York Hill when it's all happy and the nurses are trying to help you out.
I was in York Hall when I was away.
Aye.
And wow.
So they obviously helped him, and to him that was a big change, getting moved into an adult hospital.
yeah.
So like, I think I was young when it started, but there's people out there. You've always got to
Young,
think there's
young.
young. So as long it is mainly older people, but there is very young. You see on the kidney research page they share it, and there's kids, and you're going Wayne's, and I'm going that's. I struggle with it. Imagine a Wayne going through all that, and you're going. At least I wasn't that young. Like, at least I managed to have a childhood. I managed to play football. I managed to get fighting with your pals. And
If you got any advice or anything you would like to say to people like that?
for the young people, I would say, look at it as a positive. Trying it is a lot of surgeries. It's a lot of pain. It is. But fight through it, because there's people that don't fight through it, and there's people I know that end up with addiction on it and dying because they ended up doing stuff because they couldn't handle it. But always look at positives. Fair dues, you're on dialysis 3 times a week. You meet great people. I met a guy when I first started. I never tell a lie. He was in World War II. An old guy would tell you stories. Dead old guy.
Wow.
You go and try and look at it positive. Look at silly stuff like that. Always look.
It's
And
one life like kind of ending, but another one's starting.
It's a new one starting. Basically, you learn to adapt more. As I said, mentality. We're probably better than most people. Mentality. There's a lot of people who struggle with more that we could probably handle. We do more. So fair dues. You're a lot tired and everything, but you get to see more of your family. You get to do more. There's people in a job 97. If I was doing construction, that'd be my life. 97, 5 days a week.
See the wins when you can.
See the when you can. Because I'm lucky now that I get to. So right now, because I took time off of work, I'm spending every day with my daughter. That's amazing. Every day.
That's going to be massive for your daughter growing up.
Aye, so my son, I done the same. I was on dialysis with him, and it was amazing spending every day waking up with him. I was in that job, but I loved it. As I said, it was a dream of mine. But I was waking up and going, because I was working in Greenock, I was waking up and going there before they were up.
Yeah,
I'm
so
getting
you're
home.
not seeing them.
No.
They're in their bed.
So I'm getting home, cooking
You see them
dinners
in
for
your days
everybody,
off.
putting them to bed, and that was me. Whereas now I'm like, I'm getting to see them. It's a positive. There is always positives out
You
there.
get to see the first thing we see
Aye.
here when they do this for the first
So that's it. So I was there when she took her first kind of couple of steps. She's not really walking, but she's taking like a few steps here and there. And I said to Louise, and she went, "You're talking shite." That's what she said to me. She didn't say to me. She actually said to her mum in front of my boy, and my boy's a grass, and he went, "Dad, Mummy said you were talking rubbish." And I went, "Did she?" Aye. But she didn't end up doing it in front of Louise, and I went, "See, but you've always got to look at the positives." And the young people, I would say, as much as hard as it is, try and follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Try and go for it. Try and enjoy your life. One of my things today was climb Ben Lomond, and I know it would be an absolute agonising pain for me, and I mean excruciating. I done it, and it was
Well done,
I
mate.
say I done it, and it was great. I didn't go to the tap, and it was all cloudy, and I couldn't see fuck all. So you're like fucking raging. But
you done it.
But I done it.
You done it.
Thing mate, and it's stuff like that. It's the small things. Like there's people I know getting Dale walks, and they go, "It's great. I do so many a week. I do a couple a year, and it's the best thing ever." And it's the small stuff like that you need to look out for and enjoy it, because it's a life changing thing, and it's a lot of stress. But there is always people worse than you. I always said that
Yeah.
there's always people worse than you. So always just look for the good points and enjoy your time off in a certain sense. Just do as much experience as you can. So my main thing now, I've got my brother who's doing my health thing and that. Try to lose my weight so I can do a bungee jump. That's mine. I want to do a bungee jump.
Nice.
And
brave.
aye. So that's it. That's one of the things I want to do. So I need to lose weight for that. I need to do a few climbing things again this year. And stuff like that, you need to try and do stuff like that.
Yep. You need to get things to look forward to.
You need to look forward to things. So
Yeah.
we're lucky that I say lucky, I was gutted when they said to me a transplant because I wasn't sure how long I'd have left. My brother's getting married in Cyprus this year. So I'm going there for 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to that. You've always got to look forward to the small things. I know it's a holiday's a big thing, but you know what I mean? It's like the whole point. I'm looking forward to go to the airport with the Waynes to see what they're like next to the planes and everything. It's always the small things, and that's what people that've got disabilities need to
Look at.
look at. Always find the positives and the negatives. Aye, there is negatives there. Always try and find the positives and try and be happy. You meet other people like yourselves. We've got different illnesses, but it's
With
with similar things we're going through.
Similar mental
thing.
battles.
Aye, that's it.
Not just mental battles, similar symptoms. I was
Aye.
saying. Side
Aye.
effects. And
No, that's it,
symptoms
side
we seem to-
effects, because, well, that's it. So you meet different people for different lives and even different illnesses, but you all can understand what you go through.
Yeah.
And that's
100%.
it. You always need to kind of look at for the people that understand you, because there's no
Yeah.
point sitting with people that don't understand you. People don't understand you, you're done. There's no point sitting with these people. You sit with people who understand you. I'm lucky I've got great pals that understand. Whereas you can sit with people that just don't
Don't waste
understand.
it. Aye.
So I'm lucky that way. I've got pals that understand, and
It's good.
you meet people through. Anyway, it's a good life experience in a sense, because you get
Teaches you a lot.
it teaches you a lot. It teaches you a lot about patience, a lot about dealing with things.
You're quite open to talk about it.
Oh, I have
Which is,
talked about everything.
It's a good thing, and it has been. It's been a pleasure.
That's
Talking to you
been good
today.
being on to talk.
Would
about
you
it.
like to come back? And do
I'll
a
come
round
back.
two?
Aye, I'll do a
Because
round two. I've been through so many surgeries, so many things. Trust me, there's plenty of more stories I've got. I've got hundreds.
Yes.
You've not even heard about my wild stories in night suit. That's it, man. That's a
Well, we'll definitely have you back.
aye.
Yeah.
Do part
definitely,
two, part
thank
three.
you.
You'll be
Aye.
a recording if you want, because
Aye, that's fine.
You're heavy.
Aye,
Slim.
it's good here. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit nervous when I was sitting there. I'm like, that's fine, I'll go and get a coffee and everything. And I came in here and went, Cafe, shut that. Take the piss here.
Weekend shuts.
Aye. So I can get a wee coffee, relax and everything. But I've been fine. I'm not gonna, I was a bit stressed out this morning going, what's it got to be like and everything? But it's been
it's
been a
laid
pleasure.
back, mate.
It's laid back. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Because that's
It
Louise went,
feels good getting the stuff out.
Louise said, do you just sit in the middle of them? I went, you've watched the podcast? No, there's two couches. I'm not going to sit between them and go, hiya. Aye. Generally, you just sit and talk at a normal conversation. All right, okay. We were sitting in the middle of you, holding your horns, going, this is
When
what
you're
happened to me.
yeah.
Aye.
Love it.
Man. Aye, but it's been a pleasure.
No,
It's
you're
been an
very
absolute
welcome.
pleasure.
Like back.
Aye.
Defo. I'm up for doing a round 2 because
Aye.
we could talk for hours and hours.
And that's it. We've all been through so much. I think we spent most of it slagging in that hospital, which is a shame, but...
Do you know what? Fuck it.
Aye.
It
You know
ends
what?
up in the paper.
But
People only talking about changes will never happen.
no,
So,
Yeah.
that's it. So, aye, but it's always good to talk about it because everybody gets through different illnesses and everybody needs to speak about it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people keep it in their head and then that's when it goes wrong for them.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
shine some light.
Aye, shine some light on all
In
these
the places that have
disabilities.
been really dark forever.
Aye, but that's it. Like, as we spoke about benefits at the end there, that's something that needs to be spoke about. People that actually have got illnesses, look for them better. We're not wanting to sit and be in benefits all our life.
Exactly.
No.
it's
Oh.
it's a class thing. I genuinely think they've not just labelled you with a disabled category, they've labelled you with a, well, you're now a benefits
Aye,
person.
that's it.
You can't get, you struggle to get mortgages, you struggle to get life insurance, you've got to jump through hoops to get all
That's
these
it.
things that people take for granted in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's done to you.
Aye, it's not what we intentionally wanted all this.
No, it's done to
Aye.
you.
No,
So
that-
you're
that was from a
penalised
young
in
age
so
as
many
well.
different ways.
Aye.
Like a young boy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But it's honestly been a pleasure, mate.
been a
And I
pleasure.
can't
Yeah.
wait to the
Guys.
next one.
Yeah.
Can't
It'll be
wait to
fun.
the next one.
More crazier stories.
But this has been labelled disabled. And Jonny,
Thank you very much.
Rosie, fucking like us, subscribe to us, and yeah. See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.